When I was on that stage press conference, I kind of got emotional a little bit. Like, wow, I'm back here again where I started. And just how Stephanie White was speaking so highly of me. Like, I'm like, this is where I need to be at, and this is where I belong. And I'm just so happy to be able to come back and handle some unfinished business.
Nobody wants to play for the Indiana Fever. Remember when Cheryl Swoops said that? Those words still linger, but times change. Will the Fever rewrite their story and attract top talent?
People in the Fever, we're like, y'all.
That's not my point. There's a lot of other going on that players are like, this ain't where I want to be.
Over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some new shit going on around there.
It's a lot. Yeah. So you have players that are very significant on this Indiana Fever team that are like, I don't
want to be here.
This is where I want to be.
Yeah.
Natasha Howard just proved Cheryl Swoops wrong, not only choosing to join the Indiana Fever, but passionately standing by Caitlin Clark and the team against all the doubters.
Just really excited to also play with Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, like the player that, you know, that I also say stuff on the court to them when I'm like playing against them. So, but I'm happy that I'm playing with them, not against them no more.
We're not just talking about any player. We're talking about a 3-time WNBA champion, former Defensive Player of the Year, and one of the few in the league to average 18 points and 7 rebounds last season. So why would a star like Natasha Howard intentionally team up with Caitlin Clark? And how is she shutting down the critics in defense of Clark and the Fever? Let's break it down.
Yo, what's up, fans? You know, I'm happy to be a Fever. You see me? See me? You see me? You see me with this on? Yeah, I'm back, baby. I'm back where I started. Let's go.
Back in April, critics couldn't wait to tear down Caitlin Clark, with Cheryl Swoops leading the charge, claiming no one would want to play with her in Indiana. Well, that narrative just got completely dismantled, and the basketball world is still buzzing.
What kind of things do you feel?
I'm not in the locker room.
Okay.
But I'm talking about more social media.
Okay.
It's a turn.
Right? It's a turn, right? It's really a turn of the tides.
Well,
right?
Gil, here's my point. The beginning of the year, right? Everybody saw.
For months, critics like Cheryl Swoops insisted that veteran WNBA stars would avoid the Fever, unwilling to deal with the Caitlin Clark circus, the media frenzy, bright spotlight, and packed arenas. This narrative became the favorite talking point for those trying to downplay Clark's influence on the league, but reality says otherwise.
3 WNBA MVPs in your career. Would you consider each of those 3 seasons as dominant seasons for yourself?
No.
I can't. Bro, Cheryl Swoops is willing to lie about her own career before she even admits that Caitlin is dominant.
But then something happened that critics never expected. Natasha Howard, a 3-time WNBA champion, former Defensive Player of the Year, and highly respected veteran, didn't just sign with Indiana. She deliberately returned to the very team that drafted her 5th overall in 2014, the place where her pro journey began.
This is a tremendous, not only tremendous player, but a tremendous person. And what she's done the last 9 years in her career has put her in the elite company of many athletes and many players in this league. So, I want to say thank you to Natasha and to her family for coming back to us. Because when a player returns to a place that drafted them, that's special. And she chose us because she could have gone anywhere.
This wasn't just another signing. It was a statement that completely shattered the Indiana is toxic narrative. Howard didn't shy away from showing her excitement either. In her press conference, she made it clear, I just feel like I'm supposed to be here. I'm happy to be back where I started, for myself, my family, and my friends who feel the same.
At the end of the day, the way Indiana came at me with everything they promised me and they keeping their promise, they sold me. And I took the bait for it, and I'm happy to be back where I started and also being back with Coach. So, and Kelly and also Amber as well, bringing her along. It's just a blessing to be back where I started, and also for my family and friends to also see me back where I started at as well. It's just amazing and a grateful feeling to be back in a Indiana Fever jersey.
What makes this even more impactful is that Howard wasn't forced to Indiana or settling for the Fever as a backup plan. She had plenty of options.
That's a good one right there.
I'll be back like
Number 33, the original. Back at it.
Oh, Jersey.
Look, the original.
Right, we was with Adidas.
Woo, look at that.
2014, y'all.
2014, right there.
Howard's homecoming carried deep emotion, highlighted by the moment she received her original 2014 Fever jersey. This wasn't just a signing. It was a powerful full-circle moment, reconnecting her past with a promising future alongside a rejuvenated Indiana team.
Coach Steph has always been on my butt about hustling, working hard. Do the little things, because the little things gonna take you a long way. And when I got the minutes that I played my rookie year, I took every advantage of it. And I'm happy to be back next to her, playing with her and her coaching me.
Howard wasn't an afterthought in the Fever's off-season plans. As GM Kelly Crosskopf revealed, from the start, Amber and I knew the person sitting next to me is high integrity, high class, and a great teammate. Howard was their top target from day one, a strategic piece to reshape the roster.
We have the talent, but first of all, we have the people to actually do it. So my thing is, I'm happy, like I said, to be a part of this and also bring the leadership and the desire to show this young group what it takes to win a championship. I have 3, so my thing is to show them you can't take no days off in practice. You gotta think, when you practice, it's the way how you play. So my thing is coming in, I'm just gonna show them this is how you work hard. So when you work hard, it's gonna be easy in the game. It won't be as hard. So my thing is just bringing that championship mentality to the locker room and to this team.
The Fever's CEO, Amber Cox, couldn't hide her excitement when introducing Howard, saying, "People say you should have a one-page resume. Natasha can't. Hers is several pages long. The list goes on and on." That's the caliber of player who just chose to team up with Caitlin Clark in Indiana.
The list of accomplishments are long. People say you should have a one-page resume. Natasha cannot have that. It is several pages. 3-time champion, 2-time All-Star, Defensive Player of the Year, Most Improved Player. Again, the list goes on and on and on.
What makes this signing truly special and completely destroys the Swoops narrative is Howard's own heartfelt words about her return. Far from avoiding the Fever, she expressed deep gratitude, saying, "I'm just really, really honored and blessed to be with a team that appreciates me and wants my light."
I think it was day one when I got this job. Kelly and I were on the phone, and we had 2 things on our to-do list: re-sign Kelsey Mitchell and bring back Natasha Howard. We have been focused on this day and this moment since the day we started this process.
Howard didn't just find a team that values her. She found the perfect basketball counterpart in Caitlin Clark. This isn't just any pairing. It's a dynamic connection between a player nicknamed Flash and one of the most creative passers in the game. Howard's elite transition scoring fills a crucial gap in Indiana's offense, giving Clark the perfect target she's been missing. While critics insisted no one wanted to play with Clark, these two were quietly building what could become one of the WNBA's most electrifying fast break duos. Now, imagine this play unfolding night after night, speed, vision, and unstoppable chemistry redefining Indiana's attack.
A 10-point lead now for Mersin. And it's stolen away. Howard leading the charge, hands it away, gets it back. Oh, a one-handed off 2. A little bit of showboating from Mersin. Gotta love that.
Let's break down why this duo is so special. Howard is a transition scoring force. Her speed, body control, and ability to finish at the rim make her a dream target for a passer with Clark's vision. Last season, she was in rare company, averaging 18+ points and 7 rebounds per game. That level of production isn't just impressive, it's elite. Her ability to run the floor and dominate in transition perfectly complements Clark's playmaking, creating a fast break duo built for dominance.
Last season, with a minimum of 25 games played, Natasha Howard was one of just 13 players to average 18 points per game. She was one of 16 players to average 7 rebounds per game. And the list of players to average both 18 and 7 last year, short and elite. A'ja Wilson, Brianna Stewart, Nafisa Collier, Brittany Griner, and yes, Natasha Howard. Versatility is a major calling card for Howard.
The Fever struggled last season with a roster that couldn't fully capitalize on Clark's elite passing. Too often, potential assists were wasted by teammates who couldn't keep pace or finish through contact. Enter Natasha Howard, a proven finisher who has built her career on excelling in transition. At her introductory press conference, Howard made it clear, "I can't wait to run the floor and get those passes." It was a direct acknowledgement of how seamlessly her game fits alongside Clark's. But Howard's impact goes far beyond defense. Indiana's defense ranked near the bottom of the league last season, and her arrival immediately strengthens that weakness. With a near 7-foot wingspan, Howard is a defensive nightmare, capable of guarding multiple positions effectively. The stats back it up. She's averaged at least 1 block and 1 steal per game for 7 consecutive seasons. That kind of defensive presence doesn't just improve a team, it transforms its identity. Think about what this means for Indiana's young roster. When Howard helps protect the rim, perimeter defenders can pressure ball handlers more aggressively. When she jumps a passing lane with her long arms, it sparks fast breaks. Perfect for a point guard like Clark, one of the best outlet passers in the game. And when Howard calls out defensive rotations with her championship-tested leadership, the entire unit becomes more connected. Howard doesn't just bring talent, she brings experience, energy, and a winning mentality that could change everything for Fever.
It's going to be Caitlin Clark Flash Show. So it's going to be phenomenal playing with a point guard, like you said, that have a good vision on the court, because that's like as soon as she gets the ball in her hand, she's throwing it up because she already see the person down the court before she even get the ball in her hand. So that's one thing I love about her vision on the court. I really can't wait to catch all those passes and give her all the assists that she needs.
Howard didn't earn the nickname Flash by accident. Her explosive movements and ability to appear out of nowhere are exactly what the Fever lacked. Clark's pinpoint passing is only as effective as her teammates' ability to find open space, something Howard does effortlessly, using her speed and basketball IQ to create constant scoring opportunities.
Caitlin in particular, what do you see from her game during her rookie year, and just what's an excitement level playing with someone like that who has just changed the whole landscape?
She spread the floor by shooting. She could dictate the floor as a point guard. She's an amazing passer, so I can't wait to run the floor and get those passes. Like she just grown just this past season, just like how she take the game day by day, and also just learning from other players and stuff. So I'm just really excited to be a part of this team and also ready to catch her passes.
Opposing coaches will lose sleep trying to game plan for this duo. Focus too much on stopping Clark's passing, and Howard will dominate one-on-one inside. Collapse on Howard's rim runs, and Clark will find open shooters on the perimeter. It's a true pick-your-poison scenario that could elevate both players to new heights. But this dynamic duo is just the start of Indiana's transformation. When Cheryl Swoops claimed, "There's a lot going on in that locker room," she couldn't have been more wrong. The Fever didn't just add Natasha Howard, they pulled off one of the most dramatic one-year roster overhauls in WNBA history. The results? Let's just say Swoops might be rethinking her words. Indiana has gone from overlooked to dangerous, building a team ready to compete at the highest level. The Fever's resurgence is real, and the league better take notice.
Just playing with my teammates, just getting to know my teammates on and off the court. Cause that's one thing I actually want to know is my teammates first, and then know them on the court as well.
The Fever's front office didn't stop with Howard. They've carefully built a championship-caliber supporting cast that has the basketball world buzzing. wnba, a proven champion with a winning mentality, chose Indiana. Sharpshooter Sophie Cunningham, bringing playoff experience from Phoenix, joined as well. And let's not forget veteran point guard and two-time champion Sydney Coulson, whose leadership and championship pedigree will be invaluable for this young roster. Together, These additions signal that Indiana isn't just rebuilding, they're building to win now.
Sydney Colson is a two-time WNBA champion, a true vet, an amazing backup point guard. And anytime that CC or any of the guards need to go to the bench, I mean, Sydney Colson always makes the right call, always makes the right decision. So to pick up a vet, a professional like Sydney Colson, and then you also have a vet like DeWanna Bonner, and you also have a vet like Kelsey Mitchell, and then you have CC and Aaliyah Boston and Lex.
Let that sink in. Within one off-season, a team critics claimed nobody wanted to play for attracted 4 championship-caliber veterans. That's no coincidence. It's a direct rejection of the narrative pushed by Swoops and others. These players didn't randomly land in Indiana. They deliberately chose this roster, this coaching staff, and yes, a team led by Caitlin Clark. The Fever aren't just building, they're proving the doubters wrong.
I feel like we're gonna mesh really good and just do what we need to do, and also, be determined and also hold each other accountable when times get tough or when times don't get tough.
What makes this roster overhaul even more impressive is how seamlessly the pieces fit together. The Fever now boasts the perfect mix of young talent and championship experience. Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull, and Caitlin Clark form the young core, while Howard, Bonner, Cunningham, and Coulson bring the veteran leadership needed to turn potential into success.
This season, the Fever is going to run amok this year. You got DeWanna Bonner. Oh, my God. They took Sid. And some of y'all really don't feel like Sid was that valuable. Sid, so valuable. To not see Asia, Sid, Chelsea Gray, KP, and Jackie Young together.
Indiana's transformation isn't just about adding talent, it's about reshaping the culture. Howard isn't joining the Fever just to fill the stat sheet, she's bringing a championship mentality. Her goal is to teach the younger players what it takes to compete at the highest level, day in and day out. This rebuild isn't just about assembling talent, it's about creating a sustainable winning environment. The Fever's front office has carefully constructed a locker room built on trust, chemistry, and accountability. Howard's leadership will be central to this shift, helping young players develop while veterans provide steady guidance. With this foundation in place, Indiana isn't just preparing for success this season. They're building a culture that can sustain championship-level basketball for years to come.
I'm sure every team would have loved to have your services, so why is Indiana and this opportunity the right one for you?
I just feel like I'm supposed to be here. And God worked in mysterious ways, and he put me back where I started, and like I said, we still have unfinished business since 2015. So,
for a franchise that has spent years rebuilding, this sudden influx of championship experience has completely changed the conversation. Analysts are reevaluating their expectations, with some already ranking the Fever as a top 3 team in the WNBA next season, a remarkable turnaround for a team that was near the bottom of the standings just months ago. What's most striking about this transformation is how fast the narrative has shifted. The Indiana Fever are no longer just a team on the rise. They're being discussed as legitimate title contenders. The outdated claim that nobody wants to play there has been emphatically shattered. Now, the question isn't whether players want to join Indiana, but how soon this revamped roster can compete for championships. Howard's arrival is about more than just talent. She's bringing a winning mindset that could define this new era of Fever basketball. Her goal isn't slow progress, it's championships. That confidence is contagious, and this team isn't just aiming to be competitive next season, they're expecting to win. Critics who doubted whether star players would want to play alongside Clark must now face an uncomfortable truth. Not only did elite veterans choose Indiana, but they're already talking about winning at the highest level. The team once dismissed as an afterthought has now become a legitimate threat. The team no one wanted to play for has turned into the team everyone should fear.
Start off with trust. We gotta make sure we trust each other. Because we trust each other, we could go a long way. And that's one thing that, like, when everybody come back from playing whatever they doing and stuff and training before training camp start, that's when we need to start coming together and getting to know each other off the court instead of on the court. Because if you know your teammate off the court, that it'd be easy when you on the court. So that's one thing we need to dig in more deeply is trusting each other.
As the Indiana Fever continue fine-tuning their roster for the upcoming season, they're putting the final touches on what is undeniably a championship-caliber squad. Yes, championship caliber, without hesitation. The narrative has completely flipped from nobody wants to play there to everyone is watching what's happening in Indiana. What Sheryl Swoopes and other critics failed to see in their rush to dismiss the Fever was vision. The same vision that players like Natasha Howard recognized when choosing to join this team. With just one more strategic addition, Indiana isn't just aiming for the playoffs or gradual improvement. They're positioning themselves as true title contenders. The transformation is complete. The foundation is solid. The culture has shifted. The question is no longer whether stars want to play in Indiana. It's whether the rest of the league is ready for what's coming. Are you excited for this new era of Fever basketball? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.